video tour. We're currently looking at the stern, and we can kind of raise up and come back. See that it's got extended canvas. We'll talk more about that. It's got a dinghy with weaver levers in the down position right this minute. The dinghy is in fair shape. We just did a trip, and one of the weaver lever holders came off, and all that's got to be re-glued. I'm going to try to find someone professional to redo that. As you come up and board, you can see that we have a canvas cover that makes it easy for non-skid, and there are plenty of handrails as we go down and give a side view. The boat has been Teflon waxed, and it shines very nicely. So as we board into the cockpit, come down here and open the transom gate and see that there's been additional rails added on the swim platform to aid the boarding from the dinghy. And there's also a motor mount there. It can be removed. I usually keep the motor up top, and we'll see that in a minute. There's nice storage bins here in the transom. There's a raw water washdown over here if you happen to fish. Lazarette. And then down here is a hatch, which is where all your batteries are. Your generator has actually got a very large 9 kW Onan in a sound shield box there. They've added extra water tanks, and you can see the documentation number, so the boat is documented. If we go on up the steps to the Flybridge, you can see that there is full canvas, and not only full canvas, because usually that stops at the before the steps. They've extended, or the canvas has been extended by the previous owner past the steps, which gives a nice covering, gives a very large living area up here on the Flybridge, and then you have just a small catwalk out here, which is nice for just viewing and line handling or anything like that. There's the Honda motor, little 2 horsepower, so it's not going to push that 12-foot Zodiac very fast, but it does get you to shore, and it only weighs 25 pounds. Fuel tank's integrated, and it's air cooled, and it's got a clutch on it, so it's a really nice, you know, just for dinghying around. There is a gas grill here underneath the green canvas, which is really nice for outdoor cooking, and you can see the steps, and then we get up here to the sorry, playing with my electronics there to set them up the way I like it. So we have an autopilot here on the left, and then we have a Raymarine RL70C. I like to use it split screen as a depth finder and the radar. It's also got a chart plotter in it, although I don't typically use it because there's this really nice Garmin over here that is fully integrated into the autopilot and all as well. And it's also got a depth finder integrated in with it as well, so it's really nice to have that redundancy, and then another depth finder, so you can never have too many of those. You can see that it's fully gauged up here on the Flybridge, and then there's also a ICOM M602 that is integrated into the GPS for distress. So all the electronics are nicely integrated. We'll head back down and head up the starboard side. As we go forth, you can see there's a nice protected walkway, and then there's a door into the lower helm station here, which is really nice because I totally single handle this boat from down below, where I can grab a line right here on the cleat and just handle it all by myself. And then protected all the way forward. Nice design by Mainship. We have a windlass. It's all chain. It has foot pedals down here, but it also has a remote up on the bridge, which is really nice, and a chain locker. We have fenders, and then you can see that all the windshield are covered in screens that block the sun rays, but you can still see out. By the way, that center window does open up, which gives a nice breeze into the lower salon. Get a view down the side of the boat. Hopefully you can see some of the shine of the gel coat. So let's go inside here as we enter the interior. It's got a high-low table that expands for seating. You can eat probably 6 around it. Then you have the full lower helm as well, which is really nice. Over here you have your galley with a sink, microwave, and full-length refrigerator on the top and freezer on the bottom. And then you have your storage cabinet here that you can see, and storage up above. Try to give you a full view. It's a little bit close, it looks like. Big sink with a half cutting board here that lays down and you know, aids out as well, with an oven and a 3-burner stove. So the lower helm has the RL70, which I like, again, if I'm running from the lower helm, to split it between the depth finder and the radar. And then we have the autopilot, a second marine radio, which is nice, and then your full gauges that are down here, along with the twin engine controls. And again, they are Volvos, and we'll see them later. Very fuel efficient Volvos. I get 2.5 to 3 miles per gallon, depending upon how fast I'm running, which usually is about 7 or 8 knots, but it will go faster. 10 knots is a reasonable cruise as well. Just depends upon how fast you want to go, how much fuel you want to burn. It does have a center line bed with nice storage underneath it. And you can see that there's lockers on both sides as we view. And then you have a head that has entry from the hallway as well as from the master. And nice size head. It's got its own sink, but it's also got its own separate shower. So it's a nice stand-up shower that has quite a bit of space in it. And then we go into the second stateroom, which is kind of hard to get a picture of, but it's small. There is an extension to the bed to bring it further out and into the area. Makes the bed actually a little bit bigger. That was custom made. It's stored, so we have more floor space in there. And again, a nice locker and hatches. And all the hatches have solid covers as well as screened covers. Solid there, and you can see the screen there. Just for for the air, ventilation, for certain times at anchor, and for privacy. So we will head up, and I think the last thing is to get a good view of the engine room here. We move the table and the rug. Here is the control panel. Over on the right is the 12 volt, and the two on the left are the 110. It has 230 amps, and then we have the inverter remote control. Come on down. There's a separate alarm system that's been put on the boat for high water, oil pressure, engine temperature, bilge and fire. So that's a really nice feature. And then it also has this switch here, which allows you to attach your shore power cords both aft and forward, for depending upon how your docking are, and you can switch between them, which is really nice. So we'll flip up the engine hatch here. And then also there is a switch here for 110 volt fluorescent lampage down in the engine room. There is 12 volt, but you know, the one at 10 is really nice. See if I can give a quick view from the top. You can see a couple of engine strainers and a ladder down there, and then that is a seat or a plate to put stuff on top of the holding tank. I like to sit on it and turn around and look at the engines, but so you can see that there's filters and nice Volvos here. Let's look forward first. We have the Reverso oil changer, which allows you to change the oil out of both the engines and the generator right here in a central system. And we have our water pump, and then we have valves for the different water tanks that are on the boat. As far as the holding tank, it does have a holding tank. There is a pump for overboard discharge if you happen to be offshore far enough to be legal and do that. I've never used it. I always pump out. And the air conditioning pump is over here. And we'll come down here and talk about some of the other things that are on the boat. There are full sea strainers for each engine. You can see they're really easy to get to, one on each side. These are add-ons. The factory just had a screen in the bottom of the boat, which, you know, I don't think I'd want for just cruising. Fortunately, they were on the boat when I bought it. Very nice. Also up here, there is crash pumps, so that you flip this yellow handle here and your engine begins to pick up water in case of an emergency sinking or anything like that. Then you have your sea strainer for your air conditioner right there. See if I can give you a view of the engine. And then we have the batteries in the box here for the inverter, and then batteries underneath here for the engines. We also have racors that are easy to get to there. You can see everything's pretty nicely labeled. You can do all the switch for the fuel transfer. It actually has a fuel transfer from the port to the starboard tank, which is nice to filter the fuel as well as balance the boat if you need to. So I think that's about all we have for the tour today. Thank you, and if you're interested, give me a call or email jmginn@yahoo.com. Thank you.